So I'm about to spoil chapter 181 of Fortnite's The Apocalypse, so if you haven't read it, skip the video and go read it. But you know, then there's a moment in a series where you think you know what's going to happen with the character, and then we end up just going completely off the rails into another direction that somehow feels like it will actually pay off in an astounding way, or it's just a wild left turn that you did not expect, but actually makes things better. Well, when it comes to tone shifts like that, Fortnite's 181, it had that. So here's a spoiler. One of Diodora's assistants, or more so, acquaintances, an apprentice of his father, Rothis, was convinced by another apprentice, Turret, to kill him. That's right. Due to their situation, they wanted to get out of the cauldron. They were brought there because Diodora wanted to get his father's memories back due to everything that was going on in the manga at that moment. It did do a combination of manipulation and basically playing to one's own ego. Turret convinced Rothis, the only person that Diodora fully trusted and would let his guard down around, to kill him because, in his own words, we'll be good sons in your place because they have such high respect for Ironside, Diodora's father. They were kids. Ironside took them in since they were Holy War orphans. And they viewed Ironside as a father figure. And they viewed that so much that they were jealous and pissed at Diodora for being his own son because he was, useless, essentially. He was a screw-up, according to them. And even Diodora says that he can't do much himself despite how much he was literally training with the condition that he's had. But you want to know what makes this even worse? As Diodora is staring up at the eyes of Rothis, who was crying his eyes out because he didn't want to do this, but he gave in, and he's like, you know what? It's fucked up. It's his last thoughts. He lost his uncle, he was murdered. Lancelot killed him. His father lost his memory due to the power of chaos to become strong enough to potentially get up to the level to fight the 7 deadly sins. And now the only person he ever considered a friend wasn't his friend at all. And the chapter ends with Diodora's neck snapping, the life fleeting from his eyes, and his hand just going limp and falling to the ground. This was something I did not expect to happen in the Fortnite's manga, especially to someone like Diodora. Now, obviously, there's a possibility that Percival could potentially bring him back to life and he'll join their side, or something else could happen. But either way, this is a shocking thing to happen in the manga at this point that I cannot help but feel even worse for Diodora. And I'm excited because this adds a lot more tension to potentially what could happen in the future and how Percival will react to this, as previously, An was literally telling Percival not to go in for blood when he fought Diodora. But I'm curious to see what's going to happen next.